Because of this mistake, I came into the industry with 2 extra wrinkles right down my right eye. In last week's video, I showed you the top 5 things I wish I knew before pursuing acting. And the number 1 thing is, do not jump the gun and sign a contract with an agency without digging into their reputation. Well, today I'm going to tell you the nitty-gritty details about what happened and the warning signs that you must be aware of. My name is Jo. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am a Chinese actress currently living in Canada, chasing the big dream of getting that Golden Man Oscar. So when I first started transitioning from modeling to acting, I was referred to an agency by a former friend who was also at that agency. And because I was very unfamiliar with the acting industry and I was just way too excited to jump onto any opportunity, I jumped the gun and signed a contract with them without really digging into their reputation and just kind of relied completely on my former friend's opinion about them. Because of that contract, I was stuck with them for a year minimum, which at first when I signed it, I thought, oh my gosh, I got the better end of this deal. They are stuck with me for a year minimum. During that time, I went out to a total of 5 auditions. Yes, I went back to my email and counted. It did not take very long. And for those who are new to the industry and might not know, it is not normal to get only 5 auditions in a year and a half. Oh, and they were all commercials auditions, by the way, because every time I asked my agent to start submitting me for TV and film auditions, she would tell me that she's not taking anybody on her film and TV roster. But upon inquiry, she doesn't give me any guidance or support whatsoever with how to further pursue my dreams, nor how I can further improve myself and my material. So I honestly was just stuck in there like a penguin stuck in a Saharan desert and just having no idea what I'm supposed to do. It has always been like I sent her 10 emails and she only replies to 3 of them kind of communication, which I thought was normal. When I first started working with her, she would promise me something such as setting up a headshot session with their agency photographer, and there would be no news for weeks until I messaged her again, which should have been a huge red flag to begin with. And even after a year of being with them, I still stayed for half a more year because I genuinely thought that it was all my problem. Because I wasn't marketable, because I wasn't good enough. I thought I just didn't do all the right things, even though I threw thousands of dollars on training and getting reels and getting headshots while grinding at the restaurants and juggling schoolwork at the same time. I thought that it was all me and all my fault, and it really made me question whether or not I'm supposed to do this, whether I was good enough to pursue this. But the breaking point came when my agent suddenly left the agency and didn't tell anybody on her roster. Guess how I found out? From Facebook. That was 2 months of absolute silence from the agency. And after a while, this new agent took over the roster. So I thought, okay, new start, new agent, new start. Unfortunately, this agent was also a 30% response rate to all emails. And no, I was not spamming my agent's inbox. This tells me one possible thing. The roster is way too big for one agent to handle, let alone having close collaboration in working towards my career. So I sent a letter of contract termination and left the agency. Best decision ever. Afterwards, I found out from more experienced people in the industry that this particular agency has a reputation of signing a whole lot of people, especially models, regardless whether or not they have training or experiences, and just mass submit them to auditions. It's like trying to catch a shark by throwing a huge fishing net in the middle of the ocean and then throwing that huge filled fishing net onto castings. Hey, amongst the crowd, there must be somebody that fits the role, right? I don't know who, but as long as they're on my roster, right? You, you friend, totally on my roster. Somebody is sad. I'm pretty sure if I bumped into my then agent on the street, she would not even recognize who I am. Oh yeah. That former friend also left the agency for similar reasons. So here are the warning signs you must be aware of. Number 1, when they ask you to pay or restrict who you work with in order to promote or build your portfolio. Real agencies get paid through commission, which is when you do book a job through them, they receive a certain percentage of the wage that you get from that work. Depending on the type of work, it can range from 10 to 20%. They should never, ever ask you to pay up front. It is your responsibility to get your demo reels and your headshot done with whoever you want to work with. As long as the quality comes out really well and you think it best represents yourself as an actor along with your agent, then that's what you're supposed to use. Agencies can give you suggestions, but should never limit to who you want to work with. The most common scam would be, oh, we really love your look and we really do think that you'll be a really good fit in this agency, but we think that your portfolio isn't good enough, so you need to pay like $500 so that our professional best photographer in the entire city can give you a great photo shoot session. So we will help you build a portfolio if you pay $500 up front. Number 2, when they respond extremely slow or not respond to you at all. After I got my current agent and asked around people who are experienced in the industry, I learned that agents are supposed to be there for you and answer your questions during work hours, including any questions you have towards the audition, your portfolio, or filming on set. If they respond to you really slowly or not respond to you at all, it might mean that they have a humongous roster that is way beyond their capability of managing and definitely will not be able to propel you in your career. Oh, but that is assuming that you're maximizing your responsibility as an actor. So if you're sending your agent 10 emails a day asking the most minuscule of things like, what should I eat for breakfast? Or a random meme you found on the internet, then I can understand why they're ignoring you during work. Don't be that person. Number 3. If your agent is an actor or has another day job, even though they're juggling about 70 clients on their roster, that doesn't really work. Being an agent itself is a full-time job. And every day you're submitting your actors to auditions, you're looking at breakdowns, you're organizing things for your client, you're communicating with your client and their needs, you're having meetings, you're going to places, you're networking. Like, it's a full-time job. How are you able to be an agent and be an actor at the same time? How are you supposed to submit your actors to a breakdown if you are on set? How are you able to communicate with your clients if you're busy doing something else? It's just a sign that the agent might not be fully established enough, or being an agent is just not their primary focus. And both of those things can impact whether or not they can fully propel you in the acting industry. Number 4, if they don't have an IMDb Pro or other platforms for you to look at their references and their client list. Most established agencies will have public portfolios available for you to view. Number 5, and this is the most important, which is if you are in an emotional state and you're feeling desperate and you get that kind of urge where you want to jump the gun and sign any representation opportunity that comes at you because you feel so lucky that someone would actually want you, like I did, don't do it. That's the moment where you need to take a step back, breathe, reflect, and just calm yourself down, because that kind of emotional state is what's going to make you do mistakes. Focus on honing your craft, building a better portfolio, and building a better package when you're only being offered representation by not so great agencies. Think about it this way. It is better to do 3 months of training that will give you a better demo reel, that will give you a better resume, a better headshot, and have more credits that will attract good agencies than to jump the gun and sign with a not so great agency and being stuck with them for perhaps a year minimum. Good thing that I'm an Asian woman, so even though I lost about a year and a half of my life to this agency, I will be youthful for the next 40 years, so I'm okay, no problem. So that concludes my horror story. Let me know what you think or whether or not you have had the same experience on the comments down below. If you like this video and you want to follow my journey of paddling through the Asian representation wave with my tiny T-Rex arms, just click like and subscribe and the notification bell button. I post a video every Friday at noon, and I will see you next week. Bye! First started acting, I didn't think I needed training because I've been in theater my whole life and acting just comes naturally to me. Why? Why won't you put the toilet seat down? I don't understand! Oh, hi, Mark.